What story do you really want to tell, but no one has asked the right question for you to bring it up? I've carried this story for almost a decade, and it's one of those things that still feels like it happened yesterday. It's about the night I saved someone's life without them ever knowing it was me, and I've never told anyone in my real life because I'm not sure they'd believe me. It was winter, my first year living alone in the city. I had a small studio apartment on the 4th floor of an old brick building that overlooked a quiet street. Most nights were uneventful. I'd make dinner, watch something on Netflix, and crash early for work the next day. But one night, I couldn't sleep. It was close to 1:30 a.m., and I was lying in bed, scrolling on my phone. Out of nowhere, I heard this faint thump from outside. Not loud enough to be alarming, but enough to pull my attention away from my screen. At first, I thought it was a car door slamming, but then I heard another sound, a kind of muffled crying. Curiosity got the better of me. I slipped out of bed, padded over to my window, and pulled the curtain back. There, under the dim glow of the street lamp, was a young woman sitting on the curb. Her knees were pulled to her chest, and she was rocking slightly, her shoulders shaking. Even from 4 stories up, I could tell something was wrong. At first, I debated whether to just ignore it. I didn't know her, and maybe she just had a bad night and needed space. But then she stood up, and I saw she was standing dangerously close to the edge of the bridge just a block away. My stomach dropped. I didn't even think. I just threw on a hoodie, grabbed my phone, and ran out the door. It was freezing, and my breath puffed in the air as I jogged toward her. She didn't hear me coming until I was about 10 feet away. "Hey," I called softly, trying not to startle her. She turned her head slightly, and I could see her eyes were red and swollen. Her hands gripped the railing of the bridge so tightly that her knuckles were white. I knew I had seconds to decide how to talk to her. I'd read somewhere that you're not supposed to yell or grab someone in that situation. It can push them over the edge, literally. So I just talked. "I don't know what's going on," I said, "but I'm here now, and I'll stay as long as you need me to." She didn't respond at first. I stood there, shivering in the cold, giving her space, but staying close enough to catch her if she moved. After a minute, she whispered, "You don't even know me." "You're right," I said, "but I know enough to care." Her grip loosened slightly. She started telling me bits and pieces, about losing her job, about feeling like she was a burden to her family, about how tired she was of trying to keep it all together. I listened. That's all I did. I didn't try to fix. Finally, I asked, "Can we walk somewhere warmer? There's a diner nearby. I'll buy you a coffee. No strings." She hesitated, then slowly stepped back from the edge. I felt a rush of relief so strong it made me dizzy. We walked to the diner in silence. We sat in a booth for almost 2 hours. She sipped her coffee, I drank tea, and she told me more about her life. When the sun started to rise, she stood up and said, "Thank you. I don't think I would have been here right now if you hadn't come." I told her my name, but she didn't tell me hers. She just smiled faintly and walked out. I never saw her again. I've wanted to share this for years, but no one ever asks the kind of question where it would make sense to bring it up. It feels too heavy for casual conversation, but too personal for small talk. Still, I think about her sometimes, wondering if she's okay, if she found her footing, if that night was just the beginning of her turning things around. I'll never know.